Hey Flowy Yogis! Today's class is all about opening up our hips. We're going to be doing plenty of hip stretches. Not only is this good for our hips, but it's also good at releasing tension and tightness in our low back. So if you have any sort of low back issues, this class is for you. Also knees as well, releasing the tension in our knees. Everything is connected. So I would highly recommend this for any of you this resonates with. And also I want you to think about the mind. Speaking of mindfulness and how powerful our minds can be, if you get the inside right, the outside will fall into place. See you on your mat. Let's get started. Now we're going to be focusing on the hip today and opening the hip, releasing tension. Now we're going to be on our knees, so if you want to place a blanket, a folded up blanket underneath your knee, you can do that. We're going to begin on our left knee, stepping our right leg forward. Placing your hands on your hips, squaring your hips to the front, so drawing that left hip forward and the right hip back. We're going to take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we stretch, continually pressing the right hip forward, nice and slow. Inhale, lift and rise. Exhale, stretching forward. Good. Inhale, breathe in. And exhale, stretch. So when we move and stretch, we allow our muscles to warm up rather than stagnant stretching. Your body might not be ready to stretch, right? So we're just warming up, lubricating the hips, and stretch. That's it. Keep breathing. Back and forth motions. Great. Inhale, lift. Exhale, stretch, relaxing the shoulders out of the ears. Inhale, lift. And exhale, stretch. Good. Other side, we can just transition, bringing the knee back to the center and stepping the left leg forward. Hands to the hips, right hip forward, left hip back. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, we go forward. Good, hips go down and forward. Inhale, lift, and exhale, stretch. So really bracing yourself with your left toes here. Continually breathing. Good. Stretching forward as little or as much as you feel is right for today. And stretch, tuning into your body and what your body needs. Yes, honoring your body and just doing something good for your body. We carry so much tension in our hips on a day-to-day basis, just through stretch or sitting down at our desks. Whatever the reason, our hips get tight. So just keep flowing, keep stretching. Inhale, forward. Exhale, yes. Great. Bringing the knees back to center. Stepping the right leg forward. We're gonna take runner's lunge. So placing initially your feet to frame, your hands to frame your front foot. Then heel toe your foot to the outside of the mat. Now this might feel like just enough, so stay right here. If you want to go a little further, you can drop the forearms to the floor. Even further would be to tuck the toes and lift the knee up. Last layer is to come up on the knife edge of your right foot, turning the right knee out. So taking whichever variation suits you today, I'm going to drop the knee, keep the forearms down, and just relax your head and neck down. Coming back to the breath. Focusing inward. With every exhale, imagine you are letting go of that tension in your hip and perhaps something else mentally or emotionally that you need to let go of. The power of the mind. Good, inhale, lift up, come up onto the hands. Shimmy your foot to the center of the mat and then step that foot back. Stepping the right leg forward, or the left leg forward rather. Runner's lunge. Taking whichever variation you took on the other side, keeping the body balanced. Dropping the head and neck down, relaxing the shoulders and the neck. Shake out the head. Calm the breath. Good, inhale, come up onto the hands. Shimmy your foot to the center and then step back. Great. Now we are going to go into half pigeon. So you're going to bring your right leg forward. Get there however works for you. Maybe bringing the right shin as parallel to the mat, the top of the mat as you can. Then squaring your hips off, drawing the left hip forward and keeping the right hip back. Lengthening, take a deep inhale, breath in, squaring the hips. Now you can stay here, or you can gently go into sleeping pigeon by walking your hands forward, keeping your forearms planted. You can stack your fists and rest your forehead on your fists. This is a popular option. Or you can just relax your head and neck down onto the floor. But whichever option you choose, make sure you are relaxing and releasing your head and shoulders. With every inhale, we're lengthening the spine. And exhale, we're letting go of that tightness in our hips. Continually breathing and tuning in. Good, inhale, lift up, come up onto the hands, and make your way back to a tabletop. Maybe sit back into child's pose, knees together. Take a breath in, and take a breath out. Good, inhale, rock forward onto the hands and knees, and half pigeon other side. Left leg parallel to the floor, lengthen the back leg long. Find the squareness in your hips by drawing your right hip forward and your left hip back. Good, inhale, we lengthen, we stay here, or exhale. We go into sleeping pigeon again, staying balanced and doing whichever option you took on the other side with your arms or your hands, just to stay consistent.
Relaxing the upper body. And really just focusing on the breath here. Nothing should be painful, so if it's painful, just back out of it. Just a little bit. Good, inhale, press into the hands, sit up, and make your way back to a child's pose, knees in, just to give our hips a little break, relaxing the head, neck, and shoulders down to the floor. Good, go ahead and sit up now. We're gonna go into rock-a-baby. So bringing your left shin parallel to the floor, go ahead and cradle your right leg. Bringing your foot into the elbow crease of your left arm and your knee into the elbow crease of your right arm. You can interlace your fingers and your hands and just sit up nice and tall. And rock side to side. Try your best to just release your hips here and take slow and controlled breaths. So deep inhale, deep exhale. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. That's it. Good. Other side. Right shin parallel to the mat, cradling the left hand. And you may notice a difference from one side to the next. This side's a bit tighter for me, but that's okay. Just breathe into it. Nice and slow. Calming the mind. If it is uncomfortable, just breathe into it. Again, not painful, uncomfortable. Two different things. So just breathe. Nice and easy. Now, just FYI, the higher you bring your leg, the more parallel your shin is to the floor, the deeper the stretch becomes. So just keep breathing. Keep lengthening the back flat. Excellent. Great. And release. Let's take double pigeon. So going into the other leg, you're gonna bring that left shin parallel to the floor, right leg over the left leg, okay? Ankle to the knee. Begin to rock a little bit side to side. Just make sure your hips are planted into the floor. And you could rest your wrists on your ankle and your knee. Take a deep breath, inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale. Good. You can stay here, or you have the option on the next exhale breath to gently step your hands forward. If you do so, I always remind you to just let your head and neck drop. Good, relaxing the shoulders out of the ears. Focusing on opening up that hip. Slow breaths. Great, and slowly coming back up. Other side. Right shin parallel to the floor, left leg crosses over. Find your hips grounded into the mat. One wrist on the knee, one wrist on the foot. Relax the shoulders. Deep inhale in. Deep exhale out. Good. You may notice your hips trembling a bit. If they're working hard to release, that's totally normal. If you took the flat back variation, you can take that now, walking your hands forward, resting your head and neck and shoulders down towards the floor. Great, and slowly come on up. Good, now take a comfortably seated position. Bring your hands to your heart and close your eyes. Thank you for joining me today. It's been my honor to guide you through your practice. Inhale, bring your thumbs to the center of your forehead. And exhale, we bow forward in honor of one another. From my heart to yours, namaste.